Hey guys, Joonas here, the founder of EdgeLoader. Welcome to the May monthly update. So in this video, I'm going to go through the results, as I always do, for all the systems with respect to April. Secondly, I'll go through what the Parliamentary inquiry was all about last month. Some of you may have already seen it. Essentially, there was an investigation going on now into how the bookies ban winners. And so I'll talk about what happened there in Canberra and what that means for us. And then finally, I'll go through how our referral system's working and how a lot of members are making good cash out of referring members to our system. So firstly, results. Also, these are always assuming $50 units. In April, racing just over $2,000 of profit. It's definitely under our long-term averages. Our long-term averages are over three grand. So a little bit disappointing there. We had a lot of seconds and fourths, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Same game multis also just over a grand, but maybe about $500-600 under our long-term historics. And bonus bet conversion, pretty much 85%. Long-term, we're converting more like high 90s, around that 100% mark. So a little bit underwhelming there as well. Momentum alerts had a solid month, winning at 2.2% profit on turnover. I'll go into the details there. There's some interesting categories within momentum alerts that performed really well. Then to just look at the daily results, just to give you an idea of intraday variant or inter-day variance. A good start here, a few dry patches here. You can see these sorts of runs when you're in the middle of this month, it can be pretty frustrating. But as we always say, just keep chipping away with diligent stakes, and the edge will come through. We sound like a broken record sometimes, but the winning runs are just around the corner. So just stay patient is the key. Same game multis, as I said, a little bit under our long-term averages, but still 20 units, assuming $50 units or 21 and a bit units. So you can see the variance there. A little bit of a quiet run here, but decent sort of end to the month. And then bonus bet conversion, as you probably know, we assume 90% conversion of bonuses into cash in our results. So whilst we convert long-term close to 100, the month of April, we only converted 85. There are the results. So you can see in that first couple of days in April, we had some big winners there. So the conversion was very high. And then we had a really bad second week. Well, if you count, 3rd to the 9th as the second week. So for a total conversion of 85%. Then the momentum alerts, as I mentioned, had a decent month. These also assume $50 units. As I say in most months, you will miss some of these because you got to be pretty quick. It's basically us racing against the bookies we're trying to beat the bookies with getting on the price, and they're trying to move the price. So you'll probably miss about half or even 3/4 of the tips. However, you can bet over $50 units. So how'd we go? This one actually works upwards. So the start of the month's here. Quiet start, great run here. Interesting how there are these runs, but that's just statistical anomalies. And then a couple of big winning days there. So very nice month for momentum alerts. And as I said at the outset, I was going to just dig deeper a little bit with momentum alerts. Aussie rules, AFL is the key driver of the profit. About half of the profit in April was from AFL. You can see it up here. So that's actually how, when we've been testing it internally over the last few years, AFL is one of the, if not the most profitable sport. What this means for members, and we're getting some questions from Momentum Alerts members, is because all the tips are built into one channel, there's a lot of noise in there for some members. They don't want 150 tips. If I just go back one slide, you can see on the 30th of April, there were 425 signals. It's like, it can be quite overwhelming for some. Not everyone's a full-time punter. We understand that. So what we're going to do is look to strip out some of the key sports. So for example, AFL, imagine there's just an AFL channel and it's just high liquidity options. then you'll maybe get 10 or 15 alerts a day. So we're working on that, and so stay tuned for that. If you've got any questions about that and you're super keen to get on that, just message us on the Edge Alerter Telegram support channel. Cool, so that's results. Then moving into this parliamentary inquiry, I'll just talk about it for a minute or so. We could go down all sorts of rabbit holes here, but essentially, as I mentioned, Parliament's looking at into how the bookies are banning winners, and essentially this is the CEO of Sportsbet, and he was sort of getting grilled, just getting the questions asked around what happens when you have winning customers. Do you restrict them? And it was quite a cringe-worthy. We'll put the link into the description of this video, but he was basically just not answering the question. He talked, when he was asked, do bookies ban winners, he was basically saying things like, oh, look, if it's insider knowledge, or if someone's trying to manipulate a market, then we might restrict some certain customers. But we know from especially momentum alerts, where we're not even using promotions, when we're getting on, where like some members do get restricted. Ladbrokes is a really good example, where they'll restrict you down to like a $1 unit at $1.90 prices. So they're letting you literally win 90 cents. So what does this all mean for us? Well, we're hoping that not that we're pushing this, but we're hoping what would come out of this is that there's a minimum bet requirement for all sports. They have minimum bet laws in racing for Wednesday and Saturday, but they don't have them in sport. So that'd be fantastic if that happened. Don't know what the likelihood of it is. Probably I'd mark it at less than 50% chance, but you never know. In terms of timeline, yeah, so recommendations will go out in about July, and maybe later this year there'll be some action taken. I suspect personally that there might be some restrictions around advertising that the bookies can do. Certainly hope that there's going to be a minimum bet requirements, because it is a bit sad how the bookies are able to just ban winning customers. And there's a lot of talk obviously around how the bookies need to have the right disclaimers. The new regulations that came into effect, have taglines such as "you win some, you lose more." Well, if we're calling a spade, maybe there should be one that also says "bookies ban winners." Like, just saying, like, that's the reality of it. If punters are going to go into, or if someone's going to go into the betting industry with the intention of winning long term to make a career out of it, they need to know what they're getting themselves into. Sure, one, there should be the disclaimers around responsible gambling. That's number one. Number two, they need to know that if you start winning, the bookies have the right to ban you, because that's literally what happens. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. From Edge Alerter's side, we're not going to make too much of a big deal out of this. We kind of want to just operate under the radar and just roll with the punches, but we're certainly watching from the sidelines and hoping that some minimum bet laws come through. All right, and then moving to the final point here, so referrals. So in the last month, we've paid out a bunch of affiliate revenue. So just wanted to just quickly touch on how you, as a member or even a non-member, can make some extra cash by referring a member to Edge Alerter. So basically sign in here if you've got a login. If you don't, then just create one. Go to refer a friend, and you'll have a unique link. Copy the link, send it to them. It's very much like any other affiliate program out there. In the month of April, we paid out just over 3,000 in affiliate payments. A couple of key questions we often get: do you have to be a member to be an affiliate? No, you don't. What if I stop being a member but I've referred paying members? Well, then instead of getting a discounted membership, you'll be getting cash rebates. One thing that I didn't mention here is if anyone joins through your affiliate link, they get 10% off memberships. So it's good for them. And you get 10% rebate from that member's revenue. So it's 10%, you can think. And there's no limit on how many you can refer as well. So that's been super popular. We didn't even have this affiliate program like 4 or 5 months ago. It's very new. But we're already paying out $3,000. Cool. So that's the end of the agenda. But as we always do, we have a monthly competition. We're keen to basically get people to ask questions in the YouTube comments so that we can answer them in an open forum. If you'd like to enter the comp, just ask a question in the comments. Subscribe and like this video, and the best 2 questions will send you $100 of cash. We'll announce that at the end of the month, and we're just about to announce last month's winners, by the way. As always, any questions, here's our email. On Telegram, you can message our trading team on @EdgeAlerter. Thanks, guys.